When we say pathways, we are talking about the process by which addiction takes place. Now, no one begins using mood-altering drugs with the intention of becoming addicted. It's either for performance, for relief, or for pleasure. Nobody smokes cocaine to say, I'm smoking this cocaine because I want to become a cocaine addict. No. The clear reason why you are smoking is there. It's not because you want to become addicted to it. It's basically because you want to either enhance your performance, relieve some emotional or physical pain, or just for pleasure reason. It will fall. If you look at it, it will fall in within that category. So let's have an understanding first that even the client sitting in front of you did not expect or wish or start with the idea that as I'm smoking this thing, I will be addicted. No. Now, there are 4 stages when you look at the pathways to addiction. There are 4 stages in a relationship with drugs. See, this is what I keep telling you guys about. I've mentioned this word so many times about relationship with drugs. We form a relationship. We all have our own different kind of relationship. I drink only when my girlfriend is around. That is my relationship. What connects me and alcohol is my girlfriend's visit. I drink only in my bedroom or in my living room. In fact, most people who work with me, who knows me, don't know I drink at all. That is my relationship with alcohol. Oh, I drink with friends, so that not necessarily party, but when 2 or 3 of my friends are together, so that our chats can flow. I will enjoy our union. Alcohol is the only time I drink. And they are still different. In that relationship, we form different stages. Some of those stages drop off. So we must look at those 4 stages in the relationship that we form with drugs. So this is the layman's way of breaking all this. You still come to breaking this, but you allow the clients as well reflect on how they started. You take them through the journey. Because most clients, when they come here, we ask them to write about their journey. And in that journey, you are trying to establish their pathways to addiction. But they will have to write it for you. You cannot be the professor that will say it. You are not a wizard. They must write it, and you'll identify it in their story. Do you notice at this stage you were experimenting? Do you notice at this stage you have started looking for it? Do you notice at this stage you realize it has become a problem? And do you notice at this stage now that is who you are? So do you see how that relationship changed at different stages? They will have to write it, and you will have to help them pinpoint it. Because if they are going to stop, they must learn not to go back. They must learn the stages, how it started, how it's increased, and then when it escalated, and when it became impossible, when you became really enslaved. Because the enslavement was not the initial stage of trying it. No. So what was the initial stage? Those are the 4 stages. Experimentation is my first time meeting Captain. We met at work. And during lunch, he said, oh, this is our work. Every lunchtime, we all go to the chop bar. And after the chop bar, they give us some of this local wine. Or no, before we eat, all of us, we take the shots. They don't, we'll chop tire. We say, 6 CDs. My friend, you just try the shots. Your fufu will become 20 CDs. You finish it. Experimentation. He's inviting me to experiment. And I experimented by taking the shots. I never used to take the shots before. I took the shots. Chum. True to his words, like magic. I ate 20 CD fufu. Me, that 6 CD fufu is my limit. Ah, this is good though. I feel strong. Now, if I've been worried about my appetite before, when I'm at work and when I'm not at work, right? Will I not ask the woman, please, how much is that your bottle? So that during the weekend, I'll have to advise my wife that all those small boy things you bring in front of me, you better go and buy big bull. And what am I putting my hope on? That thing I have bought. That is the experimentation stage. Now, that experimentation stage, let's be careful. It has its own characteristics. Because I have developed that characteristics of taking it home at weekends. You know, my work is Monday to Friday. Now, I chose to buy it and take it home so that I can use it Saturday and Sunday. But Captain, who taught me, never takes it outside of that chop bag. So that means on Saturday and Sunday, Captain does not even remember that there is anything called shots. Do you see the difference? He taught me, but I now formed a different kind of relationship with it. I can't blame him for it. I never asked him, do you take it at weekends too, to help you eat at home? He just introduced it to me in the chop bar, and we have to look at that. Yes, peer influence, peer influence. Yes, your peer has influenced you. What dimension did you take? What did you do after you have received the pressure from your peer? Am I making sense? So you need to look deeper. Your job is to open the eyes of the client to what they have not seen. You are not a patient. You are an educator. You are an enlightener. You should enlighten them to see some of their unspoken behavior. Because I can blame, not for that crazy captain. If I didn't know that captain, I would not have been taking shots. But was captain the one that said you should start taking it home every weekend? And now, from every weekend, don't forget, captain only took you, say, during our lunch time in this our work, you just started the new job there. You transferred. Where you used to work, there was no such work culture. Don't forget, since you can buy it home for the weekend, when you get home for dinner, what happens? Oh. Am I making sense? So those are the things you guys need to look out for and pinpoint. Look out for the relationship. That is your pathway to addiction. The relationship you form with the drug. The chemical and the scientific thing, you will learn it. You will use it to buttress this point. This diagram, brain, and all this thing is essential. But where the client's understanding is, it is not important. It is important for your knowledge so that you can use it to buttress this point. So I have moved, after Captain introduced me, I have moved from experimentation because I no longer use it for our lunch period at work, which is what he said. He was very specific. Said, lunchtime, we eat well. Shots gives you good appetite. You eat very well. But I love the appetite it gives me. I realize that I'm buffing up since starting the work because I'm eating 20 CD fufu now. What did I do? I started seeking it actively. I took it home for the weekend. And from the weekend, I now start taking it every evening with my evening meal. Captain was not there. My other colleagues were not there. I chose to approach the madam. Madam, this is your thing. You know they sell bottle. You good though. Me, they get appetite problem, but now it's good for me. I beg, sell me one bottle. Active seeking. I have gone to sort it behind, or even he might be there. But he has never told me he bought it a big bottle. He said at our lunch time, we take shots. And don't forget one thing. There is a gap between here and here. Now that I have taken it home, when I started, one bottle was enough for me for 2 weeks. Because the lunch one, I take it at work, right? The evening one, I take it at home. And then plus weekend. But later on, don't forget, it's alcohol. Your body will develop something called tolerance. That tolerance, we'll talk about it later. But what you should remember is, for any one of you who have taken one Guinness, and that Guinness knocks you out, you slept off. After a week of taking one Guinness that knocks you out, the following week, if you take the same one Guinness, will it knock you out? You have become Oga. You need another bottle of Guinness, 2, to knock you out. That is your body developing tolerance. The same way, my friend that Captain introduced, after going to buy that one bottle and is using in the afternoon and is using in the evening, right? From just using at lunchtime, has moved on to preoccupation because of tolerance. Now, he's using one bottle a week. Because the shots, one shot does not stimulate the appetite again. You need 2 shots now to stimulate the appetite. So that means one bottle will finish quicker. He's preoccupied with it. And it might even go off from when he eats at home or at work only. He might even start buying it to when he's going to a party. So he's having a naming ceremony. Stupid man. The other time he came to my party. You see how he chop? God catch him this time around. I go carry this my shorts, put for pocket. When I reach there, wire it. Then now he's able to drink half the bottle. Somebody who started with just one shot can now take half the bottle so that he can eat Theo's food well. That's the way he's calling for more banku and more fufu. They had to go and say how many people are on that table. Now, at a time when this preoccupation period is happening, you will realize that, hey, wait, this my shorts thing is becoming too much. I'm spending more money on this my short. At what stage during your client's journey did he think this thing is becoming a problem? At what stage did he think, I'm not paying my rent, I'm owing rent, this thing I'm doing, I'm spending more money buying 3 bottles a month. Before, it was 1 bottle. So where? There's a problem. Now, often at this stage, you see your client will try to stop, or they will tell themselves, reduce it. You are using it too much. Don't take it, even if you bring it home, don't take it at night, weekdays. Go back to taking it at weekends only. They will try that, it might fail. You can relate this same process to cannabis use. Somebody who you thought, say, hey, listen, Lara, have you ever tried this? Never. When you smoke it, your brain will open, you know. You tried it. Oh, I hate it. Look at how it's made me. I don't like it at all. Finish experimentation. And that is what we are lucky about as humans. Majority of our children will experiment. Don't think your child will not experiment. You yourself, you experimented. It's part of youth. It's part of growing up. That mat, you know, straw mat that we used to take and smoke as children. That paper that we used to roll and smoke as children. That cigarette you see on the floor, no adult around. You pick it and smoke as children. That alcohol that adults have finished drinking and they are seeing their friends off and you see nobody is there. All this thing is experimentation. It's not abnormal. The grateful thing is that majority, over 80% of us who experiment, of all of us that experiment as kids, do not progress to this stage. Otherwise, the world would have been in serious trouble. Majority of children. So experimentation is not a problem. It's a rite of passage. It's normal. Well, I don't care whether you're a pastor, whether you're a reverend, whether you're an imam. I don't care whether you're a president. As long as you have a child that is growing, that is developing, they will experiment with substance. Period. Take it or leave it. Okay. Now, each of those 4 stages, like I told you, the story I told you about this man that Captain introduced, there is first, frequency of use. The initial frequency of use was what? Lunchtime with colleagues. Then it changed to weekends at home as well. Then it changed to dinner time at home as well. Then it changed to even when I'm going to parties. Yeah? Reasons for use. It stimulates my appetite. It's making me buff. As a virgin, for Theo's coming to eat 6 chicken in my own party. Effects. I eat from 6 fufu to 20 CD fufu. My chest too has started to look like a hefty man. I'm enjoying it. Behavioral indicators. Again, what kind of behavior am I showing? And then that effect could be positive and negative effects. Don't forget the financial effect. Apart from the physical, then the psychological. When he doesn't have it, he gets angry easily and shouts on his wife. Now, he's eating 20 CD fufu. Can he afford 20 CD fufu? Because the enjoyment is I can eat 20 CD fufu. But can he afford it per lunch? And if he cannot, that one too will bring stress. It will bring money problem. It will bring arguments. So apart from the damage, the physical damage that he's doing to his own internal organs, there are other damage he's doing to himself psychologically, which will induce stress, conflict, and that conflict will want you to drink more, to forget about it. And behavioral indicators, irresponsibility, irritability, poor performance at work, late coming, or canceling work, not coming at all. So you will see it in the behavior. And that is the way when you analyze your client's journey from experimentation to active seeking, to preoccupation, to addiction, and you now break each, I'm not saying all of them, each one, you break the characteristics of your client with them. What was his frequency of use initially? What did the frequency of use become? What was the reason for use initially? What was the reason for use changed to? What were the effects? Behavioral indicators. What are the behavioral indicators? And at what stage were the behavioral indicators showing? The differences in the behavioral indicators. It will give you an idea of the client's journey and their pathway to addiction. When it became a state that every night they will either be drunk, falling around, or they will be using cannabis every day, from just using at weekends. What was the journey? So you need to answer these 4 questions yourself. And the way you can answer it is through your client writing his journey, so that you can know his pathways to addiction. How did he travel from here, the first time he tried it, to number 4? Am I making sense? You are not saying fiction. This is the evidence that supports what I am telling you. This is how your brain works. But this is your pathway. This is how you journeyed from the day you tried it to the day you became addicted and you cannot stop. And you would have tried to stop, but you failed. And that is how you got into a rehab. It's not magic. It's not marabut or juju. So, use brings to addiction. Person may choose whether or not to initiate their use of psychoactive substances. We are putting all substances that are psychoactive. That means that works on your brain. But dependence is an involuntary result for most people. No, for just a few people. 13%. They made the choice to start using. But when it comes to stopping, they cannot make that choice to stop. They can try, but they will need help to stop. So dependence is an involuntary result, because nobody ever wake up in the morning and say, today I am starting cocaine use and I'm going to become a junkie. No, never. Nobody will ever do that. You want to enjoy the drug, you want to enjoy the high. Okay, I've broken down this story for you, right? But this is something that you can relate to and create your own story around. The same stage 1, experimentation, initial use, social setting with one's peers. He was my peer, but work, not school. And then he introduced me to shots. Not to get high or to get drunk, innocently. To what? To raise my appetite. And this kind of story happens all over, every time, innocently. Captain never said, Mohammed, I'm going to make you an alcoholic. He just said, oh, this is what my colleagues and I do. And when we take the shot, we are able to eat well. And I tried it and it worked. I ate well. Before, the highest level of fufu I can eat is 6 cedis. But Captain and Mohammed's story, yeah, about usually softer, how Mohammed now sought after it. Or do you want me to ask you guys to explain, relate it to that story, or relate your own story to this experimentation stage? Do you understand my question? The story I gave you guys about Captain and Mohammed, how he was introduced to using alcohol as appetizer. Can you see this stage in it?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.